Hi friends, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to Squintillions. In early March, I had an idea for an experiment I wanted to try with real estate investment trusts, also known as REITs. I wanted to test out how a selection of REITs in the stock market would perform compared to the investments in my Fundrise account. My plan for this idea was laid out in my video, REITs, Fundrise eREITs, versus REITs in E-Trade, which you may want to watch before this one. I also made an update video in June. This video covers the investments I made to these accounts in August. My idea has been to spend about $50 to $100 every month or two on investments. Some of the REITs trading in the stock market have price charts that look like sine waves oscillating up and down every few weeks, so I try to buy REITs when it looks like we are in a valley. Then I deposit an equivalent amount of money into my Fundrise account. The total amount of money I am investing isn't a lot, but I wanted to show how an investment account can be built up from the equivalent cost of a family dinner at a restaurant or a trip to the movies. Remember when we used to go out to restaurants and movies? I added shares in two of my residential REIT positions in early August. I picked these two REITs because I feel that they make similar project choices to those of Fundrise. Both of the share prices were lower than when I originally bought them, so I was able to lower my cost basis. On August 3rd, I bought one share of Camden Property Trust, ticker CPT, for $88.20. Camden Property Trust handles the ownership, management, development, acquisition, and construction of multi-family apartment communities. Currently, their price to FFO is at 18.09, and their dividend yield is at 3.78%. The other REIT I invested in was the Apartment Investment and Management Company, ticker AIV. They own and manage quality apartment communities in diverse geographical locations within the United States. I bought two shares of AIV at $36.25 each. The price to FFO for AIV is 14.41, and the dividend yield is at 4.55%. The total amount spent for these two purchases was $160.70. Prices for the REITs I own in my account are already creeping lower than they were 3 weeks ago, so it is likely I will be making another purchase soon. I may set up some lower priced limit orders and see if they hit in the next few weeks. Moving from E-Trade to Fundrise, this image shows the 13 eREITs that I'm invested in through Fundrise before the latest deposit was made. This time, I let Fundrise decide how to allocate the funds among the eREITs in my account when I deposited the $160. I recorded a short explanation on how to add cash to a Fundrise account, which follows. Here we are on the Fundrise website, and I'm going to show you how to add funds into your Fundrise account. You click on the Add Funds button from the overview page. It shows the source of your funds, and then you choose the amount that you want to add. I'm going to do other amount because I'm going to be adding $160. And if you want to add less than $100, you can't do that. So if I tried to add 50, it says the minimum investment amount is $100. So I'm doing 160. And then the order allocation shows up of how they're going to distribute the $160 within my account. $77.47 will go to the East Coast eREIT, $46.29 to the Growth eREIT 2, $19.83 to the Income eREIT 5, and $16.41 to Income eREIT. I don't know why they added the other one at the bottom with a 0 on it. Then I'm going to click Continue. Then it shows you the documentation for the eREITs for your reference. Then you check each of the boxes to indicate your agreement with the conditions. I reviewed each offering, circular, and subscription agreement. I represent that my investment does not constitute more than greater of 10% of my gross annual income or net worth. I understand there's no guarantee of any financial return on this investment, and that I run the risk of loss in my investments, etc. And I recognize that my investment is in real property, which is fundamentally a long-term illiquid investment. Continue. Then you review your order and you click Place Order. Simple as that. Order placed successfully. Your order was placed successfully and is being reviewed by our team. They have a couple boxes you can fill in if you want. I don't want to do that, so I'll just skip that. And you can return to your transactions page. And you can see that my $160 is pending to be invested in my portfolio. Let's take a quick look at the 4 eREITs my dollars were divided into in Fundrise. I had $16.41 deposited in the Income eREIT. This investment now makes up 7.5% of my Fundrise portfolio. This eREIT is in the operating stage with 16 projects, mostly located in California and Florida. Its year-to-date net return is 4.7%. Next is the Income eREIT I, which is in the ramping up stage and has only one project, an apartment development in Atlanta, Georgia. There isn't much to write home about for returns yet. It now makes up 4.1% of my portfolio after $19.83 was invested in it this month. Now for the largest position I own in Fundrise, the Growth eREIT II, which is currently in the stabilizing level. With the addition of $46.29, this eREIT now accounts for 25.2% of my portfolio. This eREIT consists of 12 projects, with half in Los Angeles and the others in Florida, Georgia, Maryland, North Carolina, and Tennessee. The year-to-date net return is at 1.9%, though last year was better at 5.9%. A good portion of my deposit, $77.47, went into the East Coast eREIT, which is 18.4% of my Fundrise portfolio. This eREIT has 15 active projects in various East Coast states. It is in the operating phase and has the best 2020 year-to-date returns of the 4 eREITs I've mentioned at 4.8%. For comparison, in 2019, the net return was a solid 13.6%. I noted the total value of both my E-Trade and Fundrise accounts after the market closed on Friday, August 14, 2020. The total amount invested in my E-Trade account was $1,481.85. This account has stayed pretty flat since my June update, apart from the money I have added into it. Fundrise is faring a little bit better, showing a small amount of appreciation. The total amount invested in my Fundrise account was $1,585.24. My Fundrise account is currently up by $103.39 over my E-Trade account. If you are looking for short-term quick gains, you are not going to find it easily in REITs. If you are looking for a way to diversify your portfolio and earn steady, solid dividends to supplement your income, you might consider investing in REITs for the long term. Please do your own research before committing to any investment and consider your personal circumstances, financial goals, and timeline, particularly if you're thinking of investing in REITs right now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button. Click subscribe if you would like to see more content on personal finance and personal growth here on Squintillions.